Donald Trump is Hitler. The dangers that we saw in Nazi Germany are the dangers that we need to react to now. I think everybody understands that at this point we've got an authoritarian in office. It doesn't take very long to tear apart a constitutional republic. Indeed, the Nazis did it in 53 days. That's not the country we live in. You shouldn't have to walk around with papers the way that they did in the early days of Nazi Germany.
Either he's purposely lying, just flat out bold-faced lying, or he's playing a game of semantics meant to manipulate people. Because technically he could say, well, I've never directly said he was Hitler. I've just insinuated in multiple ways and compared them to Nazis and all these things that insinuate Donald Trump is similar to Hitler. Either way, it's not good. He's either purposely lying or playing semantics and being manipulative. And this is him perpetuating that permission structure for violence against conservatives. That's what he's doing. And him denying his role in it is what's helping perpetuate it. Because yes, you've made direct correlations between Donald Trump and Hitler and Nazis. And that signifies to people that, these people are outside the normal bounds of politics. More violent things are acceptable against these individuals because, well, they're like Nazis. And we know Nazis are horrible. J.B. Pritzker is part of the problem. Again, this is a part of stochastic terrorism, which, just for your information, if you don't know, is the public demonization of a person or group through indirect, coded, or vague language that, while not directly inciting violence, makes violent acts by some members of the audience statistically probable. To keep it very simple, when they say things like calling Trump and Republicans Nazis, it makes it more likely that an individual is going to commit violence against those people because they now think it's acceptable because they're Nazis. They meaning conservatives. And that's what he's helping to perpetuate. And this is what a lot of these Democrats do. They go out and say things like this, and then they deny what they've been doing. We can see you. We see what you've been doing. And they are not working to turn down the rhetoric. They're essentially keeping it the same. The left has a political violence problem, and they need to admit that. And
a little while ago, I had a conversation / kind of debate with a detractor, right? And one of the things I talked about is that the left has a problem with trying to paint a very negative, disgusting image of our president, of our nation, right? Of the powers that be currently. And whether I wasn't fully understanding of, let's say, fascism, but the point is that you don't need to understand these words, in my opinion, or totally, right? You know that, we all know, right? At the very basis, fascism is evil. That's it, right? Whether you understand the word or not, we know it's evil. And we know that the left is using these words to paint the president as evil. And in my opinion, it is your responsibility to explain why. And whenever the left explains, they don't really do a good job, in my opinion. They don't. They say that he's using his power, but he's using his power within his rights. So that is our government, right? Unless you're saying that we give them too much power, then that's a different conversation. But to say that the president is using his power that is given to him, that he's able to use, that doesn't show that he's evil, right? That doesn't show that he's evil. Whether you agree with him using that power or not, again, it doesn't show that he's evil. It doesn't show that he's a Nazi. That's why I had a problem, but that I tried to say, oh, you don't understand these words. Well, I'm not using these. I'm not the one who's using these words. The left is the one.